day, everyone, and welcome to the webinar of PREMIA TNC Vietnam. We sincerely appreciate your presence here with us today. My name is Mie, and I am the legal specialist at PREMIA TNC Vietnam. This is my pleasure to be the host for this webinar today. Today, we will talk about legal due diligence in Vietnam M&A. We will go through the overview of the M&A market in Vietnam and analyze the importance of legal due diligence, also called LDD, in every M&A transaction. Notably, we will cover critical issues that need to be assessed in the LDD process. By the end of this webinar, we hope you will have a better understanding of the LDD in M&A procedure and how it can benefit you in your upcoming M&A transactions. As you can see, this is our expected agenda for the whole program of this webinar. So what is M&A? M&A is a short form for mergers and acquisitions. It includes local and cross-border transactions. M&A in Vietnam is defined as the activity where investors, including local and foreign investors, acquire full or partial access of existing company or natural persons in the form of enterprises or total access, employment forces, methods, or structures to conduct business. That is the definitions of M&A in Vietnam. Hiring a well-established local entity is a preferable market entry strategy among many foreign companies, particularly in consumer-related industries. With an M&A, investors can enjoy pre-existing access to consumers, location, and distribution channels. This local knowledge can prove critical to successful operations within Vietnam's vibrant but rapidly changing investment environment. From what I have shared about the Vietnam M&A market, we can say that expanding a business by acquiring or merging with another can be exciting, especially for foreign investors. However, it can also pose challenges, difficulties like compliance issues. It also makes not only investors but also the owners or shareholders of target companies have to consider carefully. There are many aspects that not only investors but also the owners or shareholders of a target companies have to assess carefully. The crucial aspect that anybody in deals must not be negligent of is the legal aspect of their deals, where they have to answer three big questions. The first question is, should the deal occur? The second one is, which conditions? Finally, they have to address the question, which is, how much? Regarding those questions, I would like to introduce to you today legal due diligence, also called LDD, would be the ideal activity to answer those questions and crystallize the deals. Legal due diligence can be defined as the systematic collections and evaluations of all legal documentation and information pertinent to a perplexing transaction. After the LDD process, investors shall receive LDD report. This will show you the record of the results of the process. There are two types of this report: preliminary legal due diligence report and final legal due diligence one. A preliminary legal due diligence report shall give investors an overview of their target companies and early detections of red flag issues that the buyer can evaluate before participating further in the transaction. A final legal due diligence report is the result of the whole LDD process and may be made based on the preliminary ones. For the next part, I would like to go through several issues that are commonly assessed in the M&A market of Vietnam, including corporate legal documents, capital and capital structure, business assets, critical contracts, labor, intellectual property, litigation, and other uncategorized issues. Waiting for further questions, I would like to share with you some notable questions among those that have been sent to us before this webinar. The first question is, how long does legal due diligence take? The length of time for LDD is not fixed in all cases. Some cases can last 2 to 3 months, while other cases can last up to 1 year or more. This is usually how long it takes for the buyer to complete a thorough evaluation. However, depending on the level of readiness of sellers or target companies, this process may be time-consuming and drag on if the seller is unprepared or fails to provide sufficient information. The second question is, which other aspects should investors or buyers consider? Apart from the issues that I have shared, investors should take into consider the following matters. The first thing is financial due diligence. This is not only verify the accuracy of the financial information, but also to evaluate the target company's business operations. Accordingly, investors will be able to make predictions about future development, risks, and opportunities which investors are more interested in when doing the financial evaluation. In addition, it will help support the valuations of the target company and identify and then minimize risks. Thereby, it will help to determine the rate of success to implement the business plan after the M&A transactions. The next thing is confidentiality during the LDD process. If the target companies, investors, and even third parties, such as consultants performing due diligence, may not have any confidentiality agreements, they may disclose business information to other parties, especially where internal information like financial statement or value of important contracts of their enterprise fall into the hand of their competitor and or partners. If information about M&A transaction is reviewed, it might affect the business operations of the target company. Employees may feel insecure about their jobs, and partners may worry about their current corporations that could be disrupted because of M&A transaction and etc. This scenario can reduce business value during the negotiation phase. So this is our webinar today. I hope that my sharing will be helpful, and thank you for listening to us.